song is about how social anxiety makes people cuter.
Ready?
That can't be on video.
Yeah.
Is it rolling? Is it rolling?
Yeah, it is.
Rolling on a lonely highway.
I can't have that in there.
Asking God to please forgive me. I mean, we can edit the video, obviously. So
Can we just send it? Only that.
Can we just edit the like send it to your YouTube channel and then just fucking edit it?
Yeah, I'll get it. I gotta bring
You
this.
edit? Yeah, I thought it was like live.
Nah. You want to wear your Italian village hat?
Duh.
Okay, sick.
Are you sure? Wait, should I turn it backwards? No product advertisement.
Oh, good lord.
I think we'll be okay in Poland.
All right.
You guys
Ready?
have Italian village over there?
Can you
Like-
just like without like peek through the side, make sure I'm in it too?
Oh, another guy.
Yeah, you're in it.
A little bit.
It's got to be like this, not like, well. Yeah, you're in it. You guys are in it.
All right, cool.
Alright.
Right when you are. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we could we should introduce ourselves
Start us
first.
off. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
geez.
Alphabetically.
Hi, we're ANNAKARINA. We're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're doing an interview with IDIOTEQ.
Is it idiot EQ? Is it idiot?
Is it IDIOTEQ?
I thought it was IDIOTEQ like the Radiohead song.
Yeah.
It's actually IDIOTEQ?
At first I thought it was...
all the time.
Yeah, I thought like Tom York was going to interview us first. Like, this is great. I'm getting interviewed by Nigel Goodrich.
I didn't know if it was idiot
Okay.
EQ or idiot.
Regardless of how...
Maybe it is idiot.
Regardless. This is Craig Hodgkins. He plays guitar and does vocals. I'm Jeremy. I also do guitar and vocals. This is Michael Freund. He does
Math.
bass and vocals, math. And then our dear drummer Travis is not with us today. Questions. We're going to answer some questions.
Hey guys, thanks a lot for doing this interview. Your name surely sounds very familiar to real Screamo maniacs. Have you heard of the Italian band, The Death of ANNAKARINA? Why ANNAKARINA?
We have heard of them. I've yet to listen to them, honestly.
I know of them. I haven't listened to them, actually.
When I named the band, I had absolutely no clue who the Death of ANNAKARINA were, or was, or are.
Or is.
I didn't know who they were. I just thought that the name sounded cool. The name ANNAKARINA with that.
Furthermore, I think none of us have seen any of Karina's movies or Godard's movies. So,
Though I have seen Anna Kournikova.
except maybe him. Yeah.
Just ice skating.
Literally, the only reason it was chosen, the reason why I chose that name is because I thought it was a cool sounding name, and it was indicative of the sound that we were trying to accomplish with Anna being real flowing. ANNAKARINA, there's that hard K right in the center is kind of like what we're trying to have. It's like real flowing, real nice, but at the same time, it's that very solid K right in the center.
We're very hard K
Yeah, it's really
music.
not.
We're all about the K.
That's our genre,
Yeah.
hard K.
Okay, cool. Okay.
You just released your epic debut full-length, Unceremony. Can't say how beautiful this record is. I just fell in love with it.
Thank you.
Personally, what kind of accomplishment have you guys made with this effort?
Well, one, thank you. Number two, it's actually, I don't know about the rest of the folks in the band, but for me personally, it's a very, very huge accomplishment in that it took 4.5 years for all of those songs to culminate and settle and be ready to be placed onto a record. The 4 people that played on the record were actually not the only 4 people to ever play that band. There's been play those songs. There's been 13 different combinations of folks who have played in this band, and those folks I won't mention right now, but they were very important to the way the songs came together. But I want to make it clear, the people who are in this band right now, this is the definitive lineup and the most fun I've ever had playing these songs over the last 4 years. So it's a huge accomplishment. And then of course having them recorded well with our friend Matt Very from Very Tight. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to me. Whenever I finally name drop. Whenever I finally heard it finished for the first time, I turned into a big baby. I was like, oh, here it is, my child, all grown up.
Yeah, even being the relative newest inclusion in the band, realizing how many different permutations of this band there have been over the last 3 or 4 years. Listening to the album, I'm still pretty sure that this is the best possible outcome out of all those permutations. And that's really cool, and I feel really fortunate to be a part of that outcome.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I don't know, like 4 years in the making is kind of a crazy amount of gestation time. I wasn't with the band for even half of that, really, I don't think. But like, I was there in the beginning with my brother Jason, and like, we helped Craig write some of the songs, and I don't know. I'm very, very personally invested in this, and it feels like a childhood dream come true to me. It feels like it's very life validating.
I'm just amazed, like, it just wasn't, like, killed at some point. Like, it wasn't just like, fuck this, I'm deleting this off my hard drive. You know what I mean? It's just amazing that it just, like, stuck around. And I'm really glad it did.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Next question.
Musically, it's a really strong, rich set of compositions. How did you develop your styles?
They were developed by failing to sound exactly like the person or people that we were attempting to rip off. That's how we discovered that.
Namely, Sweet Lalu. Actually,
Yeah.
we were supposed to sound like Jimi Hendrix and the Experience.
Yeah.
and
I feel like what everyone
missed
else
it by a long shot.
I feel like what everyone else in the band brought to recording the album was that they have this really detailed knowledge of screamo and like early like 90s hardcore. And then what I could bring to it was I was almost wholly untutored in 90s hardcore at all. So I think it was a combination of insiders, these three guys, trying to, eschew and sort of subvert these sounds that they're very familiar with, and me just being a total outsider, just sort of tripping across things and, just staying on the outside. And it gives you a nice, I think that was that was fortunate.
I don't know. I feel like we're all kind of outsiders, really, to the genre. Like, Craig grew up, just being like,
That's true,
I want
that's
to be
true.
John Mayer and
That's
Jimi
true.
Hendrix. And
That's true.
I grew up like
very true.
my biggest influence is at least on the bass. Bass isn't really like necessarily my main instrument. I consider myself more of like a singing vocalist. But okay. Like I don't know, I'm like really influenced by like jazz. Jazz is what I'm mostly influenced by, like things like Thelonious Monk, Sun Ra, like
The list
just
could go on.
all that kind of stuff. Jazz is what really, really brought me to this band. I want to make it swing.
Well, actually, the way I look at it is, the way we all kind of mesh together is, Travis himself doesn't really listen to the genre a whole lot. He's not super like into it per se in the way that the rest of us are, but he has been playing drums since he was like a little baby, since he was like 2 years old. His dad was a musician and showing him how to play drums and what have you. So he's a very, very talented musician. Grew up playing like Dream Theater when he was like 10 years old and stuff like that. And of course, he loves Between the Buried and Me. And
He definitely understands hard music.
yeah, just being
aggressive,
heavy.
technically challenging music, but at the same time, he's not. It's not just technique for the sake of technique. Everything's very essential.
Yeah. So having him approach it from someone who doesn't listen to like screamo and hardcore on their day to day, approach it from a completely different angle makes it more exciting for, at least for me, having to hear.
I guess we're all like very skeptical of the genre. I guess, which is a good thing. So we all, it's really demanding for all of us to play a song and have like a straight face,
Yeah.
Like, really, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, which is good. It's good to have a
Like
very
the end
sensitive.
of Sunflower and Nightgown.
yeah.
when
It's good to
you
have
both
really,
are doing dueling arpeggios. And...
yeah. Except for maybe that song.
By the way, if there are any points of the songs that sound like thrash, it is absolutely intentional. We love thrash metal.
That's true.
Totally.
I just didn't wear my
Dude,
cutoff
Morbid
jeans
Angel is
today.
the best band like ever.
All right. That was a long. We answered that question in a long time.
Alright, yeah, next one.
Is there a core concept behind your record? What inspires your lyrics?
Oh jeez.
It's a twofer.
Honestly, it's such like, oh my god, it's
We should
such
first explain who wrote the lyrics and how we approached writing.
Well, we all like it was all such a smattering. Like all of us just like Jeremy like wound up like doing a bunch of work, and then I did a couple while driving to deliver pizzas. I'd be like driving and be like, oh, here's a line. And Craig,
Still
I don't
recording?
even.
Good.
How did you come up with the lyrics?
What lyrics did I write on the album?
You wrote you wrote all of our
Fair
fair
Oppressors.
oppressors except for the one thing, and then you wrote Successions, and then Successions is like your big lyric.
Yeah, I guess the every part that everyone sings, for the most part, they had written themselves.
For the most part, yeah.
Sometimes I'm kind of like Britney Spears in this band, in that other people write my lyrics that I'm singing for me.
There's definitely some parts where I just think like I wrote these lyrics and I wish someone else would sing them. And that's what happens on Sunflower and Nightgown, all that second part, Shame and Thirst, which came first, all that stuff. I wrote all that and I was like, Craig, could you please sing this? I can't sing it for several reasons. And so Craig does that. But yeah, it was definitely something that came after the music. We knew where we wanted lyrics, we knew where we wanted, and we knew the emotions we wanted the lyrics to bring up. It just came afterwards. And I think we all just sort of threw our ideas together, and some ideas killed other ideas, and some ideas worked together. It was a little petri dish, how you say it. Any uniting themes, though? I think that was like what the question was. Though. Any
despair.
The same.
we're also different. I don't
know. It's weird because like Jeremy's lyrics, they're very
Catholic.
They're very Catholic. They're very sparse too. There's like, there's not a lot of them. They draw them out, and if you look at the lyrics that I wrote on like chimeras and Welsh words, it's like, yeah, it's just like a huge fucking wall of text. Yeah. I don't know.
I think we all have a love of mythology, a love of spirituality, ideas of ecstasy, and esotericism,
and a love of really dope esoteric words. So.
Yeah,
dope esoteric words.
Dope words. Beside that, I don't think we can really outline any themes. It's hard to say.
What is your earliest memory of creating art? Have you had a lot of musical or non-musical projects that have been satisfying your hunger for creative works? Long list. Each of you.
Well, I spent the first 3 years of playing guitar. You could be really cynical and call it art. I was just like shredding and trying to sweep pick and tap and stuff. And then about 3 years in, I was like,
art.
Yeah, no, it
takes a lot
I
of
wish
time
I could
to
do that.
Stuff, man.
It was, but like then I got together with friends finally after like 3 years and like, let's write a song. And I was just like, well, I can play this Guitar World magazine, like, but the first stuff I was really proud of, taking like 4 or 5 years, and it was just like stuff for a band I was in. I'm just looking off. There's something really important over here I'm looking at. I can't say what.
It's a babe.
Geez, I don't know. This feels like the most important thing I've done so far. Like this is, in so many ways. But before this, I did some stuff. I think there's another question about other projects. I guess I'll bring that up then. Sorry, I didn't.
This is the question about what other non-musical or musical projects.
Non-musical. Well, in college, I have a creative writing major. I wrote a lot of poetry. It's the sort of thing you look back every 6 months and you're like, this isn't very good, and then another 6 months and you write more and you go, well, this isn't very good either. I don't know. That's sort of everybody does that, I guess.
Like prior to ANNAKARINA, my primary thing was a project called Cincinnati Sea, in which I just did a lot of harsh noise and stuff, and that was my primary job.
Well, Craig, come on! It's like it started as like totally like Bright Eyes with like a wall of noise and that. Sorry, I'm just embarrassing him. No,
Thanks,
it was
Mike.
no, it was like really beautiful acoustic music, and then. When I first saw you,
I did other things before ANNAKARINA.
We're all big Bright Eyes fans. Let's not.
I was writing like really dorky folk punk from the age of like 10. I wrote this song called Dog Crap in the Sun. That was like my magnum opus for a really long time until I wrote another song called Little Green Elves Stole My Homework. And, then from there it was just like an illustrious career of making tapes in my bedroom that nobody ever heard. For a label called Mellifluous Hullabaloo Music Documentation Incorporated. That like I don't even know how I remember the name of that. Yeah. So it's like really weird that I wound up in a screamo band actually, considering like my background and all.
Alright. What motivates you guys and inspires you to create?
Pain. Pain and the hunger.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's just so much fun. I can't imagine not doing it.
Yeah.
I know there's a time when I didn't do it. Now that I've done it, I can't imagine going back to just.
I don't do anything else productive. I go to work. I don't like it. I come home. I like it. I do like coming home, but I don't know. I just always like always liked creating something because I felt like it was the one thing that I can grab, and then I could pull it in the direction that I want. The one piece of control that I have, because otherwise I don't control very much.
Yeah.
I don't control how much I pay for my house. I don't control my bills. I don't control my job. The only thing that I can control is the art that I make, and with that, that's my one sense of liberation. And without it, I would go absolutely insane. It's just like with most musicians. I would assume some people do it to look cool. I don't look cool no matter what I do. So
That's not true.
That's definitely not true. You're totally.
I'd say the main
Thanks,
motivation is just to impress really hardcore people with really like hardcore like really hardcore jackets. People with neck tattoos.
With Bane back patches.
Yeah, people. Yeah, it's really just to make friends with people with back patches. That's really that's the main motivation.
That's the main inspiration.
Everything else is secondary and tertiary to impressing hardcore people.
Girls with really great tumblers.
That's really.
Okay, buddies, are you taking this new record on the road? Tell us a bit about how you approach live gigs and what they mean to you.
Well, first off, we did do a 5-day tour immediately after it, just to promote it.
Shortened to like.
It got curtailed a bit, but we did the kickoff show in Pittsburgh, where we're from, and then we went to Philadelphia, and then we went to Northern Virginia, and then Richmond, and we were gonna go to Cleveland, but then we got up too late and we were all sick and didn't get there in time. But we're hoping to tour it further. Hopefully, we should have some good news for things you can buy from us when that happens. Hopefully, that news should be out very soon. I don't want to say it yet because if it doesn't happen, we'll all look very stupid. But hopefully, it should be on the road very soon. And live shows. You guys talk about live shows.
Live shows are the manifestation of what we do in practice. Just like with everyone, you play in practice and everything sounds good, and then when you're live, it's the flush of adrenaline and feelings. You get to tear your fingers up strumming real hard, and cut yourself on your snare drum and things like that, and go nuts. And there it is. That's everything.
Your hat fall over your eyes.
Yeah, that was everything you worked for. The way we approach it, I can't speak for them, but for me, I actually don't have a specific approach. I just set up.
Yeah.
And I just play. I know what I'm gonna play. I really trust these guys, which is important. Playing in other forms of the band where you didn't exactly trust everyone else you were with. Like, you can sort of lose yourself in lose track of what you're doing and just know that the backdrop is gonna be following you at all times and things like that. So it just feels comfortable.
Yeah. Well, like, we're the concept for the band and like our basic sound is like it's very easy to replicate live. Like, we're not like a crazy studio effects bands. We don't use like a ton of pedals that we have to like stand on top of like a tower and like oversee the usage of. Like, it's just pretty much like, you know, we play what we play as we play it on the record. So it's more or less like, you know, live, like, I try to do crazier bass parts or like go a little wilder than on the record, or just like vary it a little bit and be a little like looser and jammier and bring that like jazz feel into it. Jazz.
He's a jazz man.
I'm a jazz man.
He's a jazz man. I guess, I don't know, it's hard to see the approach I bring to a live show. It's sort of like a balance. On one hand, I just want to kill myself and just like, I mean, like, try very hard. I don't mean like I want to like go on stage and shoot myself. I mean, like, if I play a show and I just feel totally spent and like, you know, I feel like I like just like ran a lot or something, like, and like I can't talk the next day. That's how I'm, you know. And at the same time, like, it's a combination of really like putting my all into it, and then at the same time, it's trying to like calm myself so I don't just fuck up all my guitar parts. So it's sort of an idea of balance, which I'm not quite good at. But that's the approach I take, and my best shows are when I, you know, strike a balance of control and not control. All right.
Yeah. Next question.
Next question. Come to polling with a smiley face.
Okay.
All right.
How vital is the future to your local music scene? Please shoot us a brief local scene report of the Pittsburgh area.
Say that one more time. I didn't.
How vital is the future of your local music scene? Please shoot us a brief local
it is
scene
paramount.
report of the Pittsburgh area.
Pittsburgh right now, I feel like, is a perfect breeding ground for maybe the next big thing. I'm not sure if it's going to come from here. I don't know if there is a next big thing or if everything's been done, or I have no idea, but like
I know.
It's very important, and like I used to live in an area like 5 hours east, still in Pennsylvania, where there was no scene. Like where ANNAKARINA was born, we played with like terrible, just like breakdown core bands, just like just tough guys looking like
I like
windmills, and
I like
it's just
I like breakdance.
I mean I don't have a problem with them necessarily, yeah, but like it was just like there wasn't any like scene really. There wasn't really any like diversity or like new innovation. Yeah, and Pittsburgh definitely has that. There's definitely like this like really vibing scene, and everybody knows each other. And as long as you're not like a really shitty person who is constantly spouting terrible things,
yeah, as long as you're not a coward, as long as you have integrity.
Yeah, as long as you don't like
Jesus Christ.
mustard. You thought I was gonna bring it up.
Wait, are you seriously calling out mustard right now?
Calling out mustard.
Are you gonna do that right now?
Yeah. Like
But,
a
I
true
can't get
ketchup.
into this.
Yeah,
Jesus.
no,
It's political. It's a lot of politics.
Pittsburgh
Fuck
is
this,
awesome.
dude. This is some fucking bullshit, dude.
Get back!
No,
here.
you
You're
seriously?
wearing your
Is that
red.
what you're gonna do right now, dude?
No.
Talking about.
Greg's a vegan, but he's a big ham.
I'm fine, dude.
That's
I'm
the-
fine.
That's my little joke.
I'm fine.
I don't know. Yeah, like, I guess you could say all the there's a lot of all the signs of like a vital scene, or like in Pittsburgh right now, like it's a cheap place to live. There's a lot of just like young students that are just like they just want to go to shows and like make art, and, like support stuff. And, I think what's cool about Pittsburgh too is there's just like a lack of pretension there. That, like,
Yes.
our cool people are just cooler and nicer than anyone else's cool, nice people. You know what I mean?
And we don't have a big head about it.
Yeah. We don't have a big
We
head.
have a big head. It's
Yeah.
from alcohol consumption.
Yo,
And rent's really cheap. So that's
shouts out on Raveler.
oh yeah.
Unravel
Shouts out
Dakota.
Driver.
That's the next question.
Oh wait.
Oh, yeah,
alright.
oh, yeah.
Any final shout outs for Driftwood Records or any other
Oh, heck
people
yeah.
that helped you?
Well,
with this
obviously
release?
Driftwood. Dandy, you're a bae.
Favorite local bands, go.
Favorite local bands. Oh shit. All right,
Let's
really
do this.
love.
Let's all do this one at a time. Like you say one, I say one. I say one.
Okay.
All right, the Neffs.
Mere Phantoms.
On Raveler.
Mustache Required.
Divorce.
Driver. Zay baby.
Killing Thing. They are killing
Ooh,
it.
I just saw
Skull
Killing Thing.
Kid, you can't
And
forget
Radium
Skull Kid.
Girls.
I just saw Killing Thing last night. They're fucking on point. They're sick. Who else?
It's hard to think, but
Jeez.
there's like
It's hard
so
to think of
many,
stuff.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, I said Mere Phantoms. We love Mere Phantoms.
Mere Phantoms.
Mere Phantoms are on
Again.
point as hell. I don't know. Secret Tombs, Ed Hockley, Run Forever,
Well, shout out
Adventures.
guys that helped us with this
so
album.
much.
Legs like tree trunks. Yeah.
Who all helped us with this album?
Yeah, of course, the biggest shout out of all goes to Matt Berry.
Matt Very.
With,
Very tight.
very tight recordings. He recorded the songs. He convinced us to go with a click track, and we were like, oh, it's gonna sound soulless. It's gonna sound toothless, and you can't tell. It was just it was an insurance policy of sorts, and I'm really glad we went with it. He made everything sound sick. He made the whites whiter, the brights brighter. He sent us mixes, and we said change this, and he would change that, and he said do this. It never felt like an antagonist. He spoke our language. We were always on the same page with Matt. We love Matt.
The record sounds exactly like when we play it live, but just better somehow and way clearer.
Yeah, without Matt, I mean, you guys wouldn't be asking us these questions. We owe a lot to him. A whole lot.
For sure.
Are you
He's
still
a
in?
genius.
Are you still in touch with your ex-members? There had been a bunch of them in the pre-unceremony era. What the heck's wrong with you guys?
Is that part
Wait,
of the question
really?
for real?
Yeah, it is.
What the heck's wrong with
Yeah, we're
We're smelly and we're hard to get along with.
yeah, we're still in touch with a lot of the members, and even the people that had played for just a few shows and things like that. I mean, Mike's brother used to be the drummer, so I'm sure he's still in contact with his brother.
Yeah, absolutely. He
He
just lives very far away right now.
I mean, you know what? Maybe I want to shout out to all of them right now, like Tyler Freund. Tyler Phillips.
Tyler
Tyler Freund.
Imagine if
Your
your
brother.
brother in the band.
Tyler Phillips. I'm still in contact with him. He was the very first guitar player in the band, aside from me. Who else? Richie Newell. I just saw him in Philly.
Yeah, Richie Newell is a sick
Yeah.
dude.
Shouts out to Richie Newell.
Brian Dellinger.
Shouts out to Brian Dellinger. Shouts out to Curtis Kelly. Shouts out to Zach Bukowski. Shouts out to John Lightfoot.
Tim Balch.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
for a
we
minute.
missed you.
Yeah. He was in there for a minute, and I think that was about everyone. So,
Also, before we forget shout outs, the guy that contributed almost all of the instruments for the song Successions, what's his name?
Shouts out Justin Mark Lloyd.
Gotta thank him.
Yeah. Actually, Successions. I just want to clear this up. Successions is a collaborative effort between us, Annakarina, and a project by a friend of ours named Justin Mark Lloyd, who you may know him from bands like H16, A Perfect Kiss, Surf Nazis on Ecstasy, on his noise stuff, Pregnant Spore, stuff like that. No, he's not.
Oh, never mind.
It was a collaboration between Justin Mark Lloyd and us. He played all the ambient stuff and wrote the guitar, and then
He also
sent it to me, and I did the lyrics and the vocals with help from his folks as well.
He also did our t-shirt design.
Yeah,
It
and
was a sick t-shirt design.
our t-shirt design, he did that as well. Shouts out to Justin Mark Lloyd.
He's awesome.
He's the
Go
man.
support him. Rainbow Bridge Recordings. Yeah.
Yeah. Check out his label, Rainbow Bridge Recordings. I urge you to do so.
And then-
if you like harsh noise or experimental at all, check that out absolutely.
And then, of course, if we didn't say it, huge shout out to Driftwood Records. They put out the album on ceremony on cassette and CD. Huge shout out to Dandy. Let's catch up. Nobody's perfect,
He's
especially him.
Okay, did you guys make any resolutions for this year?
Just this. My resolution last year was to not read any reviews on Pitchfork, and I'm just gonna keep doing that.
I don't do New Year's resolutions. I live my life on the
Yeah,
day.
I'm doing the same things.
Change is constant and essential,
Yeah.
and not perennial.
Well, thanks, guys. Cheers from freezing cold Warsaw. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
You
Thanks
too,
so much.
man.
Thanks.
Was it on the whole time?
Oh, dude, I didn't record.
Cap on.